Hey guys, how the hell are you? This is Islander. Welcome back to the island. All right, guys, real quick, if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. Also, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing. And if you like this video, guys, hit the like. Really appreciate it, and it helps me out. All right, guys, today we're doing the top 10 video, top 10 ideas from the players. Not my ideas, you all's ideas, okay? And we put it out on Facebook on 3 different pages, the 3 most popular pages. What would be your idea for improving the game? And we got literally hundreds of ideas. And the way this worked, guys, is I was eliminated from selecting anybody or any ideas that you all had. I had 3 people that were going through it. They were reading all the comments. And then those 3 each selected their 10. And from those 10 that they each selected, they had a little debate on it. And from the 30, they brought it down to 10. Now, some of them already had similar ideas, or they already agreed upon some of the ideas, and those were easy to make. But there was a really interesting conversation. I didn't get involved too much because I didn't want there to be any say, "Oh, well, Islander, you have a favorite, and that's why you selected that idea." No, so I was just totally eliminated from the equation on selecting this. So this was by the players, and it was selected by the players, okay? And I'm not going to mention who the 3 judges were, okay? We're going to keep that quiet because they didn't want anybody coming back to them and confronting them on why their idea was not selected. So it's all anonymous, but there was 3 judges and 3 people that I know very well. Very fair, okay? You know, there was no favoritism whatsoever, so let's just get that out of people's heads. All right, but we're going to get started right now with number 10, okay? And number 10 is upgrading more than one item at a time, whether it be one weapon or one bot and one weapon at the time. Some people had stated that, you could upgrade it up to 5 items at a time. I would like to see how you're going to farm silver to upgrade 5 items at one time. And also came in on that, which I didn't agree with, but it was mentioned that, you could upgrade 1 item per hangar that you have. So let's say that you have, 5 hangars open. Well, then you could upgrade 5 items. That I didn't really think to be too fair. I get to put my 2 cents in on it now because I'm the one making the video, but I couldn't put my 2 cents in at the time. So here that I have 2 hangars, I would be able to upgrade 2 items. I don't like that. I think it needs to be fair all the way across. So if we're going to upgrade more than 2 items or 1 item, it needs to be for everybody. We all get to take a bite out of the same burger. Okay, so I want y'all's feedback on all these ideas. Let me know what y'all think, what you agree with, what you don't agree with. So yeah, number 10, upgrading more than 1 item at a time. Okay, let's see. Number 2, trade in unwanted components for silver, for other components, or for gold. Okay, this idea I like. Okay, so if you have excess components over here in your storage and it's items that you don't like or don't want, okay, then you can trade them in, okay? And we already know that they're going to be doing that exchange rate where we'll be able to trade components for components, okay? And we already know that we could sell them for silver, okay? But adding gold into the equation I thought was pretty cool, okay? So I have over here 8,700 Halo components, and I don't want silver, and I don't want other components. I want to trade in for whatever gold I can get. I think that's something they need to add to the equation. I think it's a really good idea that, especially since gold is kind of hard to come by at this point in time. Okay, it's not readily available in the Royale, and other than the bronze chest, it's not readily available in the black market. Okay, so being able to add gold to that equation, I thought that was a pretty good idea. So that came in at number 9. Okay, number 8. Okay, add a sell all button for the components. So we're gonna go right back over here. Back into the storage. Okay, and we all know that if you want to sell your components, okay, and you got to sit here and tap it as many times for as many components you have. And if you got 12,000 components like I have for the Ion, you're going to be tapping that little plus button for a while. Okay, so it would be neat if there was an option here somewhere that you could just click sell all and you sell all of your components at one time instead of tapping repeatedly on the amount of items that you want to sell or the amount of components. So yeah, that was pretty good. I like that a lot. That was a really neat idea. Okay, number 7. more gold tasks. Okay, so we all have the daily tasks, and you come over here, and this was an idea because once again, gold is not easy to come by at this time. Okay, so we have our daily tasks, and we have two tasks where you can acquire, between 60 to 70 gold. Okay, and the idea is to come in and have just as many options for all the daily tasks as you do as the clan task. So you're up to 5 clan tasks. Okay, then you should add to the daily tasks as well, and possibly get up to 150 up to 200 gold a day, depending on what your tasks are. Okay, so yeah, that was a really neat idea as well. Okay, and next at number 5, we have the reload button. And this has been in a test server at one time. It has been removed. I don't know whatever happened to it. Okay, not sure what they did with it. But basically, if you're in a match and you're low on ammo and you got to shoot in a direction to clear out that magazine so that your weapons can reload, and they don't have the automatic reload like you do on the dragoons and the rockets. Let's say you're using the Terrans. Okay, well, you got to clear out that magazine or kinetic weapons. You have to finish shooting it off so it can start the reload process. Adding a simple reload button, you just tap it and it automatically takes you into the 10-second or 5-second or 3-second, whatever the reload time is for that particular weapon. So I think adding a reload button and bringing that back to the test server and implementing it into the live server, I think would be a big plus for all players. Okay, and number 4. This idea I really liked a lot. Okay, allow players that change the service of their provider, such as if you're on iOS or you're on Android or you're in Game Room or Amazon or Stream, or STEM Stream, whatever that's called. If you're gonna move from iOS and you no longer have an iPhone and you picked up an Android phone, okay, now you lose that account that was an iOS. You got to start from scratch on Android. You can't move that account over. Okay, so if they could implement something to where, okay, Islander was level 30 on Android, and this is what his hangars look like. Oh, let's just jump over here. Okay, that's my hangar. That's what it looks like. And this one, and you go through all your boxes, and they know what you have, and they can verify that you are that person using that account, and you're no longer going to have an Android, or vice versa. You're no longer going to have an iOS, and you've now picked up an Android phone or an Android system, that you can be able to move your account over, delete the iOS account, and move it over to Android. Okay, that way you don't lose all the progress you have simply by changing the style of phone that you had. Otherwise, you're locked into that particular type of service for as long as you own the account. So I think being able to swap your account out would be a good deal. I'm not sure how they would work it, but I really don't think it would be too hard for them to come into your hangar, take a look at what you have, take a look at the bots and the weapons, and do a transfer the account over to something else. So I did like that idea. Okay, next, of course, the economy. And we're always going to be going back to the economy. They're calling for revamping the economy. Give it a makeover. Make it to where the economy is player friendly, not Pixonic friendly. And as of lately, we've had big problems with the economy. The gold was removed from the Royale. Gold is hard to come by in the black market, once again, other than the bronze chest. Upgrade times on the robots are ridiculous, okay? And the cost of upgrading is even more ridiculous. Okay, so this is something that needs to be worked on, and we've talked about this before, but it was brought up by players, and I'm glad that it was selected on addressing the current economy that we're in right now, because it's really put a damper on the game. It's put a damper on a lot of morale that the players have. So this needs to be addressed and fixed like yesterday, okay? Because it's just gotten bad to worse. And of course, according to Pixonic, this is our doing. These are our requests, because we requested to have, ridiculous upgrade times, and we requested to have pay more for silver, and we requested that gold was removed from the Royale. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm not sure where they get their information from, but I don't think it really came from any of us, because I don't see any of us asking for those ridiculous requests. Okay, so this is something that they need to address, and I hope that they do bring it back to where it's player friendly. Okay, and I'm not saying give us upgrade times of 1 day. Now we're not gonna get ridiculous. But it needs to be something that's fair, not 14 days to upgrade one item and then you got to do it all over again when you upgrade it to MK2. All right, here we go. Number 3, in-game communications. Okay, and this is a broad area. What kind of communications? Do we want to add voice communications to it? Is it a text type of communication? Now, if you're in the middle of a game and you have to stop and type something out for a player, that could really put you at a disadvantage. Or could we have it to where, it's very simple. Need help at beacon A, or need help on left, or, mender needed, or, you could set up your own type of communications by simply doing a drop down screen and tapping 1 through 5, depending on what you need. Okay. Need support bots, need a Russian beacon. I don't know. We would come up with our own message to put in it, and it's something that we could send to the players, especially if you're playing on a random mode. Okay, and there is no way for you to communicate with your fellow players, and you come up against a clan and clans like us that use voice communications. Okay, so that makes it kind of tough. That if you don't have comms, you're going up against a clan that has communications. It makes it tough on those random players. So adding something like this, or even adding a voice communication to the game where you could actually speak to people, I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm not sure how that would all play out. I mean, people can be weird at times, and then of course you have adults playing with minors. I don't know how it is, but that's something that they could add, something that they could work on. Something for the future of the game that could be implemented where there's better communication in the game amongst the players. So yes, I did like that idea. Okay, and number 2. Okay, now we have 5 bots in our hangar. Okay, adding a 6th slot to the hangar. I want to know what y'all think about this. Would you like to have a 6th slot added to the hangar? Okay, so you could have 2 ranged weapons, 2 medium support weapons, and 2 brawling, not weapons, I'm sorry, 2 ranged bots, 2 medium bots, and 2 brawling bots. I think adding a 6th robot slot to your hangar would go a long ways, okay? And of course, that would probably extend the game just a little bit longer. I mean, right now, when you drop it to a match, there's a total of 30 bots on each side. So now that would bring it to 36. Okay, so yeah, I like that idea. I think adding a 6th slot to your hangar would improve the game and allow you to use an extra bot that you have sitting in your hangar collecting dust that you can't get in because you only have 5 slots. So adding that extra hangar slot would be really good advantage, or a really good plus, not an advantage, but a plus to all players. All right, and number 1. And this was my favorite. I'm glad they selected it. Right now we have, red versus blue. Okay, well, this called for a multi-team battle. So instead of having red-blue, now we'd have red, blue, and yellow. Okay, so you have 3 teams in there fighting for 5 beacons. Okay. So now you don't have to worry about just the blue, but you got to worry about a 3rd team coming into the match, and they got to worry about you just as well. And this would really spread out the game. You got to fight the guys on the red team, and now you got a guy from the yellow team coming in, and I just think that'd be really cool. I think it would add all kinds of carnage to the game. A 3-team match would be really interesting, and it would change the dynamics of the game. Okay, so instead of having to worry about just the 6 across from you, now you got to worry about the 6 on the side of you. That one was very interesting. I can picture it. I can, especially on long range maps, definitely would eliminate camping because you just can't sit back and cap all the guys across the field because you got to worry about the guys coming up from your left or your right now. So really neat idea. I think adding a maybe, you know what, try it in skirmish. Let's see how it is. We do it on a test server, add it to a skirmish, and before we implement it into the live game server, let's see how people react to it. In theory, it sounds awesome. Just all kinds of fighting going on. But after it being implemented, we can say, damn, you know what? It's overkill. It's too much. And yeah, I think that's something I would like for them to check out, see if it's be a possibility. All of you guys that came into Facebook and you left your comments, and of course, a lot of them were repeated. And of course, we know that we want the economy addressed, and that was constantly repeated over and over again. Okay, but these were the top 10 ideas that came from the people that logged on to Facebook and took the time to comment. Okay, and they were selected, and these were the top 10. All right, now if you have some other ideas, I want y'all to drop them in the comment section below. If you got an idea that you think is better than any of these ideas, other than, delete the game, or you know what, start another strike. No, not stuff like that. Stuff that's actually in the game that can improve the game at where we stand right now. And I want to thank everybody that took the time to comment out there, and I really do appreciate it. All right, so these were the top 10 guys coming from the players, and I want to hear what you all have to say. So we'll just leave it at that note. Until next time, this is Islander signing out.